Today I'm going to show you how I use my watercolor crayons. At home, I keep them in a cigar box. My journal fits real handy on top. Crayons, brush, fountain pen. It's a great little setup. For traveling, I have a specific traveling box, and I'll show you that to you another time. So the watercolor crayons are cool because they can go on wet, they can go on dry, and they can go on just as is like a crayon making a line, or they can blend, or I can use a brush to make changes or wash things around. And I like to choose, when I'm making my 3 big rocks, I like to choose like complementary colors. No, not complementary colors. Colors of the same sensibility. So hot and warm. A lot of times I'll work with the blues. And sometimes I work more natural. You can do whatever you want, but it works pretty basic. Select my color. I like it to go on, for this purpose, I like it to go on wet. So I just dip it in the water. You don't need very much, so I just use a favorite little cup. And as it comes around, I can feel it getting dry, and I just dip it again. And around, and it's getting dry. Need more. And now I could put it on wet. I can come in with a different color, put that on wet. Sometimes I come in with an even lighter color or a darker color. Start making my little pebbles. If I bring this in close to the edge, it'll start to blend. Can use the brush, smear around and wash it out. Takes a little bit of pre-planning because obviously my page is wet now and I'm not going to be able to write on it right away unless I use a crayon. Let's see, important today, let's do some work on the trailer. I think I want some more little rocks just to fill in this space. It's always random how many little rocks I put on. Kind of depends upon the space. Sometimes I blend those in. Sometimes I come in here with a wet crayon. Blend. Sometimes I like to make a frame around my page. But you can see, the page is all wet now. The back of the page is vulnerable to being written on and having the ink just go through. Sometimes I care about that, but now what I try and do is I make my 3 big rocks, and then I start my journaling for the day where it's still dry, waiting for the rest of it to dry. Sunday. And it is March. And aside from that, I really don't know. 2011, someday. And that's how I use my watercolor crayons.